Hey, Stephanie, I literally just sent this to you. Whew, y'all, y'all. What's up, Daphne? When I say I'm just ready to chill, I'm ready to chill. God is dropping nuggets. Come on, that is our declaration. God is dropping nuggets. I'm gonna say it again. God is dropping nuggets. What do I mean by nuggets? Like he's dropping clues. As you move, God is dropping clues. And sis, I'm still not done, but to God be the glory. At least I have something to do. Come on. God is dropping nuggets. He's giving you clues as to what comes next. I'm going to say it again. He's dropping nuggets and giving you clues as to what comes next. What's up, Pastor Ron? God is dropping nuggets, right? Many of us have been busy. Many of us have been into a state of being where we have just been on the go, 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 productive. God is dropping nuggets. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I had to order the printer online. None of the printers, they did not have that printer like in stock anywhere for the sublimation and things like that. And so if I can just be transparent, I thought for a minute that I wasn't gonna have enough to get it until I remembered that I could still pay. I got it from Target. I could still use installments. And so as I was, getting that taken care of and making that first installment on that printer, the Lord flashed before my eyes this morning. And this morning, earlier today, he had me call my sister. And he had me ask her if she wanted like my old vinyl, like the vinyl that you press on shirts. And it seemed odd. Like as I'm driving, it seemed like a random instruction. And I'm like, Lord, give her all of it? Like all my vinyl? Are you sure? All of it? And so when I asked her if she wanted it, she said, yeah. And the next thing that she said, God brought it to my remembrance. She said, what you not doing? I knew this was demonic. Oh, you're not doing shirts and stuff no more? I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm just upgrading. And so then the next thing that she said was, oh, are you getting one of those Epson printers? And if I can be real, like when she said Epson printer, like it went in one ear and out the other because I immediately knew like you hoping that I never ever pick back up what I did like in 2020. And so I really wasn't listening until I ordered the printer. And can anyone guess what type of printer it was? Can anybody guess? Can anybody guess? I wasn't really paying attention. Like I heard her, but I didn't hear her. Because I was at this point, I'm like, all you have to do was say you wanted the vinyl. Yes or no? That's all you have to do. It was an Epson printer. God is real funny. What's up, Jocelyn? God is very funny. I did not know when this day began that God was going to have me like moving on so many different things like for the month. I didn't know that this day was going to play out the way that it was. All I knew was that this morning as I'm driving to the gym. That's okay. As I'm driving to the gym, the Lord says, call her and ask her if she wants it. Wants your vinyl. She said, yeah. It was a little bit petty in there. And she asked me, are you going to get an Epson printer? I got on off the phone. I didn't care to say anything else. Just get the vinyl and leave me alone. I'm joking. Not really though. But when I ordered that printer, it was an Epson printer. And the Lord told me, he said, tell my children I'm dropping clues. As they move, tell them I'm dropping clues. And the clues are all around them. I need somebody to catch this. I feel God even now. Blessings to you, Miss Bridget. God said, tell my children I am dropping clues. As they move, as they just trust me, as they pick back up whatever their assignment is, whatever it is that I need them to pick back up in this hour, tell them the clues are all around them. Blessings to you, brother. The clues are all around them. Whether it is in a random conversation that you have with someone, whether it is a demonized person, the clues are right around, they're around you. The Lord says, tell them, pay attention. He says, tell them, pay attention. Pay attention. I need somebody to tell your neighbor, pay attention. Yeah, it may be foreign territory. Yeah, you may not know exactly how God wants you to do what he's asking you to do. But the Lord says, if you would just move, the clues will be right there. The clues will be right there. And the thing about it is, don't try to make sense of the clues. The understanding of the clue will come when it's time. I'm going to say that again. Don't try to make sense of the clue. The clue will come. It'll make sense in its own time. When my sister said that, if I can be honest, my first response was, I didn't know what she was talking about, Epson printer. If I can be real, I didn't know what I'm not tech savvy. And so I'm just like, are you talking about one of them printers that's like $2,000-$3,000? Like, that was my mindset. I was like, I'm not getting that. I ain't getting that. Because I know, like, I'm not at that level where I can spend I'm not going to say where I can spend, but I'm not at that level of production to spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 on a printer. No. So my response was, I ain't getting that. I'm being real. And the very thing I said I wasn't going to get, God said, that's the one. Granted, it wasn't $2,000 to $3,000. But this was earlier this morning before I went to Michael's, before I did anything else. And even as I was buying that printer, the Lord reminded me of that conversation. Epson. What clues has God been giving you? Hey, Natasha. What clues has God been giving you? What clues? Right? And I think the biggest way that we miss the clues that God is giving is because we are just focused on how we want things to be, or focused on pursuing business, pursuing ministry, pursuing life the way that from our own viewpoint. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes we be so stuck in our own, way of how we feel something is going to play out, our own logic, and it just totally it blocks the clue. The Lord says, as you move, clues will be all around you. For some of y'all, this word is confirmation. For some of y'all, this word is confirmation. And even the Lord says, pay attention to your dreams at night. Pay attention to your dreams. Because some of you guys are going to begin to get clues in your dreams. For some of you guys, it's going to be, as you go throughout the days, it's going to seem real random. And as you continue to pursue what God is leading you to pursue this year, the clues will begin to make sense. The clues are going to begin to make sense. The biggest thing that I hear to tell you guys is, don't try to do this in your own strength. Don't try to figure it out in your own strength. Don't take the vision that God has given you or the instructions that God has given you and try to be a control freak. Meaning you try to control how it's going to be, what route. Don't do that. Stay surrendered and let God lead. And again, honestly, I wouldn't have even gotten this revelation had I not obeyed God and went to Michael's in the first place. I wouldn't have gotten this revelation had I not obeyed what seemed to be a random instruction. Because I'm like, God, I'm not even really ready to start printing stuff yet. Not ready. But I went. And it's like after that trip to Michael's, things just began to just unfold. And unfold. The answers to some of you guys' questions, like some of y'all have questions. God, how am I going to do X? How am I going to do Y? How am I going to do this? How am I going to handle this? How am I going to pay for this? Some of y'all have questions. And if you would just quiet your mind so that you could truly hear God, you'll find that the answers are right in front of you. The answers are right in front of you. The greatest lesson that, this year has taught me so far, especially in going all out, is, it's taught me not to make any excuses on doing what God is asking me to do. And so, these revelations have just really been coming from me being like really relentless. Like God, even if I didn't have the entire, that printer was $200. I didn't have the entire $200, but God knew that, hey, if you go to Target online, you can use, you're in good standing with Sezzle, so you can use your Sezzle card and pay for it in installments. So literally what I had planned to, pay in store for a cheaper printer. I kid y'all not, God is funny. Originally what I had planned to pay, I ended up paying to Sezzle, and it's like I made it happen. I didn't say, God, I'm gonna wait until I get the entire $200. I said, no, God, if this is what you're telling me to do, let's do it. Because I was about to go to Walmart and get a printer anyway, a printer that was not ready, that was not purpose for what I want to do. I didn't know it wasn't purpose until I did more research. But I was about to spend that money anyway. And so I just literally made no excuses. And so my question is, like, what do you need to do that you've been making excuses not to do? That's when the clues start dropping, when you're in full obedience. I'm going to say that again. That's when the clues start dropping, when you're in full obedience. There's somebody on here, some of y'all, God has been telling you get a gym membership. And some of y'all still haven't gone to the gym. Who are y'all? I'm not even trying to prophesy. There are literally some of y'all where in this season, God has literally been dealing with you about your health, and it's just been excuses. Well, God, I'll do it when this. I'll do it when I get some money. I'll do it when I get paid. Give God something to work with. Make no excuses. Make no excuses. I could have said, God, I don't have the $200 to buy this printer flat out. But when I knew what God was requiring of me, okay, God, well, I'll give you something to work with. And I know that because this is your will, it's your bill. Some of y'all, God has told you to look for jobs, and you still ain't look for no jobs. And you wonder why nothing has happened. There are some of you guys, and God has told you to make changes to your ministry, changes to your business, and you have just stayed stuck. You have just been stubborn, and you have stayed stuck. And you keep praying, God, what's the next move? What am I going to do next? If you would just do the first thing that God has had, that he told you to do, you would see his hand move. You would understand the why. Stop. You would understand the why. Am I making sense? And again, all of this just simply revolves around two things: your level of obedience being one, and two, your desire. Your desire. How bad do you really want what you're believing God for? Is his desire your desire? It's a big question. Because when his desire becomes your desire, like, your mindset becomes any means necessary. God, whatever you're requiring of me, ain't no excuses. Any means necessary. It's just like people that say, oh, I want to lose weight, T. And I don't know why God has me talking about weight, but this is just the first example that I can think of. It's just like people that say, T, I want to lose weight, but I don't have enough time. The issue is not that you don't have enough time. The issue is that you don't want it bad enough to make time. And the issue for some of you guys is, honestly, you're not showing God that you want it bad enough because your obedience is lacking. Your faith is lacking. Some of y'all, God will give you instructions and your first response will be, God, I don't have the money for that. Like, what? What? I did not tell God I didn't have the money for that printer. I asked God, what's the strategy? How do you want me to approach this? I know that this is the printer you want me to get. How do you want me to approach this? And he gave me a strategy. I'm going to say that again. Some of y'all be like, God will tell you to do something, go do this, go do it, and you be like, God, I don't have the money. What? How will you ever get to experience the God of miracles, the God of favor, if you don't learn to trust him enough to move when he say move? That's the real level up right there. That's the real elevation. That's where it starts. Elevation, breakthrough, miracle, it stems from obedience. It starts with your obedience. And in this season, God is saying, like, level up in your obedience, level up in your faith, level up. Because if you level up, you'll see your favor level up. You'll see promotion. You'll see your finances level up. You'll see that business level up. You'll see that ministry level up. And honestly, at the end of the day, either you're going to make excuses or you're going to make changes. You can't do both. You can't do both. God says, say that again. Either, in this season, this year, either you're going to make excuses or you're going to make changes. Either you're going to make excuses or you just simply going to say, all right, God, this is what you want me to do. What's the strategy? How do I do it? No. 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 And that's it. And that's like the revelations that he's been speaking really heavily about obedience and speaking really heavily about how he's dropping clues. He's showing us as we move, he's literally laying out the pieces of the puzzle. And as you continue to move, the pieces of the puzzle will collide and they'll begin to make sense. But you can't get that understanding if you ain't moving. You can't get the blessing if you're not moving. You cannot get the certain level of favor that you seek, that you desire, if you ain't moving when he say move. You can't get the understanding if you ain't moving. The blessings won't come if you ain't moving. The breakthrough won't come if you ain't moving. The progress won't happen if you're not moving. And honestly, if I can just be real, obedience is hard. No, Capone. Obedience is hard. Obedience is hard. I need somebody to type that in. Obedience is hard. Yeah, it's not easy. And a lot of times God will ask us to use what we do have. That's literally all he ever asks. Just be willing to give me what you do have. If God asks you to make a purchase and you may say, well, God, this is all I have. Surrender what you wanted to do with that money and say, all right, God, how can I do what you need me to do with what I have? Because he meets us where we are. All he needed me to do today was to use what I had, to be willing to use what I had. Even if I couldn't do it the way I would have wanted to do it, of course I wanted to pay it off in full. Of course I did. But I also had to humble myself and know, okay, God, as long as I get what you need me to get, that's all that matters. That's it. That's it. If there's ever been a time for you to obey God, that time is now. Whatever changes God is asking you to make, man, make them. Make them. Obedience can lead us to do some scary things, absolutely. It really can. But whatever changes God is asking, make them. I sacrificed a lot today just to do the things that God needed me to do. But guess what? I didn't lack. When I started this morning, I had the money. I literally had the money to go to Michael's to get the little printable stickers. And I didn't know where the other money was going to come from for me to get the printer, but it came. It came. It came as long as I was willing to just move. So my question is, have you done everything that God needed you to do? And honestly, I'm still not done working today. I still have more things that I have to do. But again, the question is, have you done what God needed you to do? Like for real. I need some of y'all to really keep it real with yourself. Have you really done what God has asked you to do? Or have you made excuses? And Stephanie Palmer, you need to get your site back up. I don't know why I'm here to tell you that. Your site, your website, you need to get that back up. There's someone else that has a website that you need to work on. Get it done. Come here, sit down. Get it done. Stop. Get it done. Stop. Get it done. Just be willing to use what you have. Stop smelling me. Just be willing to use what you have. Well, right now, Andrea, I have not started making candles. I won't start making them until God releases me to do so. And I still have to wait. So I have not gotten my prices together. I have not gotten my prices together. I have not gotten them together right now. This is literally just the beginning. I have everything else. I'm waiting on the candle jars to come in. They'll be here next week. And I assume after that, but I still have some I still have some more things that I've got to get set in stone before I put them on the market. But you can message me. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so that's the question of the day. Have you really been obedient? Have you really been obedient? Have you done everything that God has asked you to do, or have you made excuses? It's like the man, the servants with the talents. I'll say that again. It's like the servants with the talents. It's like the servants, I'm not going to release the scents right now, but I have several. I'm not going to release them right now. It's premature. When I release everything, I'll let you guys know, though. I will. Yeah. But it's like the servants with the talents. What we saw in that story is either they made changes, either they did something with what God gave them, or or the servant made excuses. And unconsciously, like, that's what so many of us do. We sitting on gifts, sitting on talents, not willing to use what we do have, not willing to invest what we do have. And God is like, what do you think is going to happen when you get to heaven? No, none of us know the day or the time when we will return, right? To Christ. It was God. It wasn't me, it was God. It was God, and plus I love candles. But it was God. It wasn't me, it was God. I never have ever desired to make candles, if I can be quite honest. Never desired to make them. But it's like this year. God is just literally saying, like, will you just use what I gave you? Would you just use what I gave you? Like, I see y'all posting about candles. I appreciate the support. But y'all need to hear this word. Are you using what God gave you? Are you in full obedience to what God is doing in your life? And that's it. That's it. Obey. Period. Take action or make excuses. That choice is up to you. But your destiny depends on it. Your blessings, your next level, the miracles that have your name on it, they're waiting on you to show up. And so that's it. That is it. They may not be ready by the end of the month, Andrea. I have to move in God's timing. They may not be ready. I'm really not sure. They may not be ready. I'm really not sure. So I'm not going to commit or, get your hopes up, because I got to move as God tells me to move. But when I release them, I promise y'all will know. Y'all, I'm not going to not tell y'all. I'm not going to not tell y'all. That's it. Stop it. That's it, y'all. Take action or make excuses. That's it. To those of you guys that I'm excited to, feels good to be productive again. God knows. Like, it really feels good to be productive again. Last year really took a toll on me. And I just didn't have the strength to, or the wherewithal to do what I'm doing now, but I'm grateful. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Do you hear me? Get over here and sit down. Come on over here and sit down. Hey, come on up here. You sit. You sit down. Stop. Yeah. So I'm grateful, y'all. I'm grateful that God is finally letting me do something where I feel productive. I like working. I like creating things. I absolutely sit down. Sit. Sit. Sit your booty down. Yeah. But that's it. That's it, y'all. Stop. That's it. And it's something, I must say this, it's something, when you've been through hell and back, when you've been through a rough season, like there's no greater motivation than when God presses go. There's no greater motivation than when God presses go. When you've been without, when you've gone through a struggle, like think about it. That's the thing, like you be wanting when you struggling, when you going without, when the enemy is on your back. It's crazy how the thing we be wanting God to say, it's go time. And then when God says go time, how we look not moving, not taking advantage of it. Man, when you had to get it out the mud and God say it's go time, listen, you will do whatever you have to do. You will miss hours of sleep. You will not eat. You will do whatever you got to do. And so it's like this year, that's the vibe that I've been on. Like in every area where the enemy attacked me, my health, y'all, I've been on go mode. I started with my last coach. I started again with my coach right before New Year's. Right before the new year, I started the diet New Year's Day. I've lost about 13 pounds. If not a little bit more. I hadn't got on the scale, but the last time I checked, it was like 13 pounds in like 8 days. And that's just eating clean. No cardio, no nothing, just eating on my diet. And so it's like my mindset has been like, I don't care if I'm tired. Listen, I last year took it out of me. So this year, oh, I'm coming for it all. And it's like, man, if your mindset is not there, it's not that way, especially when you know that God is pressing go and he's bringing you into a state of being where you are productive. Because I don't care what nobody say. Nobody likes not being productive. But if I can just be real, like if your mindset ain't on go mode, I'll do whatever this requires of me. Like you gotta ask yourself, did I really struggle enough? Maybe the struggle wasn't as bad as I said it was. If I'm not ready to go when God press go, maybe that storm didn't do its job. And I think that for many of us, 2021 was like a slingshot effect, where it's like many of us felt pulled back, right? We just felt pulled back, like areas where we had made progress in, areas where we thought we were good in. It's kind of like we started to see those areas kind of like digress. But when you really think about like a slingshot, right? The further back you pull the object in the slingshot, guess what happens when you let that slingshot go? Guess what happens? Whatever object that's in that slingshot is gonna go further ahead. And I think that this year, that's what's happening for many of us, as long as we're willing to do the work. God is saying, yeah, 2021 hindered you. It took away from you. It delayed some stuff. It created some setbacks. But 2022 can be your year if you make it. And that's just been my mindset. Weight wise, business wise, like my mindset is by any means necessary, I'm gonna do what God tell me to do. By any means necessary, whether I'm losing hours of sleep, where I get up at 4 a.m. every morning, no alarm clock. God wakes me up. This morning I got up at 1, went back to sleep at like 3. Right? That's my mindset. Like, no. And to be real, that struggle last year traumatized me. Baby, I'm never trying to go back. Never. Unless it's a lesson that God has to teach me. But listen, I'm not interested in going back. I'm not interested in replaying it, revisiting it at all. And the thing is, some of y'all got too comfortable with your struggle. Thought I was done, but maybe not. Listen, okay, Jocelyn? Some of y'all got too comfortable being overweight. Some of y'all got too comfortable living in debt, living in poverty. Some of y'all got too comfortable with a mediocre business plan. I said what I said. You got the vision, but your work ethic is lacking. And this is tough love. Yeah, you have the vision, but your work ethic is lacking. Yeah, you got a promise, but your obedience, it is not up to par. Your effort, listen, it's an elf. It's an elf. It's a whole elf. You ain't passing at all. Some of y'all got too comfortable living in that secret sin. I said what I said. You just got too comfortable. And that's why you being lazy with the things God is telling you to do. That's why you making excuses, because let's be real, you got comfortable living in Lodabar. You got comfortable living in that dry place. You got comfortable with it. And that's been your first mistake. You got comfortable. Eating out every single day, you got comfortable. And so guess what? Now that God is requiring more of you, it's taking discipline. And for many of y'all, it's your flesh fighting you. Your flesh fighting you, because that's what you've been feeding. All 2021, that's what you were feeding. That's what you were feeding. You were feeding that laziness. You were feeding that procrastination. You were feeding being an excuse man. You fed that. And so now it's like what God's asking you to do is going against the grain of what you've been feeding. I ain't going back though. And I mean that. I don't know about you, but I'm not going back to that. What happened last year was exactly that in last year. My mind is determined to believe, God, that this year it's already different. Not only will it already be different, but it's gonna make up for everything that I went through, because I'm gonna do my part. And the thing about doing your part is that when you do your part, God does his. God does his. God be hearing y'all tell him, yeah, I'm getting all my blessings. I'm getting all my blessings. Yeah. Where the work ethic to match that? Where your actions? It's crazy how we tell people, words don't matter. Actions speak louder than words, but you let yourself make it. Okay. That just went over somebody's head. Yeah, y'all be quick to say that phrase. Actions speak louder than words, but you letting yourself make it. You all talk, no action. I'm gonna say it again. You've been all talk, no action, and it's the 8th day of the year. 8 days. Some of y'all have been all talk, no action. God asks of you, you be like, all right, God, I want that, and then you lacking on the actions. Come on, I like that. I refuse to allow the residue of 2001 to cling to me in 2022. All I'm saying is do something about it. Do something about it. My mindset is on a whole nother different level. Baby, if you trying to stay stuck, get from around me. Get from around me. And I mean that. I'm not being mean, but I'm that zoned in on what God has for me, what God is doing through me. If your vision down here, get from around me. Get from around me. Some of y'all still got people around you, you know their vision is not up to par with yours. I'm telling people all year, get from around me. If you trying to stay stuck while I'm trying to go up and grow, get from around me. Get from around me. If you trying to encourage me to stay, get away from me. Seriously. If it's a habit that's not beneficial to where God is taking me, listen, get away from me. And that's just real. That's just real, man. Thing about it is, man, I can't want it for you. I want it for me. All I can do is to tell you what God is telling me to tell you. But it's up to you to do something with it. To do something with this year. To do something with this month. For some of y'all to do something with your day today. I don't know who this is, but you've been chilling all day, chilling like you already in the promised land. Ouch. You've been chilling like you already in the promised land. I said what I said. And another thing, y'all better get from around people that feel the need. Jocelyn said, "Let me get up." And another thing, man. Y'all better get from around people that are in competition with you. Get away from me. That's I'm telling y'all. That is my motto this year. If you're not trying to elevate, if you're not trying to talk about being obedient to God, elevating, growing, and being a good steward, get away from me. Get from around me. Get from around me. Seriously, I know that that's so country, but it is what it is. And when your mindset gets like that, that's when you know that, like, man, man, when your mindset get like that, anything that ain't helping you get to where God, when your mindset gets to that point where you willing to say, God, I will walk away from anything and everything, anyone or anyone, right? When your mindset gets like that, you know you're ready. You know you are ready. Some of y'all not ready though. And it ain't because of God, it ain't because of the devil. It's you. It's you. It's you. And I'm gonna say this, even in, doing your part, man, let's take social distance. Man, come on. Come on. Let's take social distancing to a whole new level when it comes to dead weight people. Facts. Some of these people, you should have been cut them off. You should have been blocked them. You should have been put them on do not disturb. You should have been did it. Well, we be wanting to be nice, give people the benefit of the doubt. No, it's 2022. I'm not giving you no benefit of the doubt. You move to another city for that peace and to get right spiritually, man. It's nothing to it but to do it. It's nothing to it but to do it. That's it. And I'm gonna say this: the journey is not gonna be easy. What God is gonna be requiring of us in this season, doing what you need to do, going all out for what you believe in God for, it's not easy getting up at 4 in the morning. It don't be easy. It's not easy working from the time I get up, literally until the time it's not easy. And when I say work, I don't just mean broadcasting, but the other things God has me doing. It ain't gonna be easy. But it'll be worth it if you do your part. It'll be worth it if you do your part. And what I've seen is that there are moments where God will give you a break. He'll say, all right, chill. 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 I worked so much one night, I had taken a bubble bath, and God had to tell me, get out this tub before you fall asleep. My eyes were closed. That's how tired I was. I done been on the couch, on the iPad, and God has literally had to make me stop working. Because that's how focused I am in this season. I don't care how many hours of sleep I gotta miss, what the sacrifices are. This year gonna be different. And that's how Mary had a little lamb. That's how Mary had a little lamb. That's it. So Mary had a little lamb. This year gonna be different. God, you didn't press go. Listen, it's over with. It's up and it's stuck. Ain't that what the young kids say? It's up and it's stuck. It ain't going backwards. I am not going backwards. Listen, man, y'all, let me stop cutting up. But that's really where I am, man. I pray that y'all get to that place where you just are tunnel vision on what God has for you. I'm tunnel vision. I want everything, and I meant that. I meant that my actions are showing everything the devil took from me. I'm getting it back times 10, not 7. I'm getting it back times 10. And that's because I'm doing the work. So listen, man, that's the broadcast. That is the broadcast. Listen, miss me with that. Listen, y'all talking my talk now. Miss me with their rear view mirror outlook. Come on. Come on. Listen, this broadcast should have excited y'all like it excited me. Listen, my eyes are low because I'm tired, but I'm still like, God, I got more work to do. I got more work to do. I got more in the tank, God. Let's go. I'll rest. Listen, I will rest when it is nighttime. Stephanie says she to New Jersey for this convo. You'll catch on, sis. You be catching on to all the little slang. You'll catch on. You will catch on. Listen, man, I love y'all. I literally gotta get off of here. I gotta record some content for YouTube. Listen, if y'all are not following me on YouTube, God has me doing a new thing with YouTube. So please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Um, he literally has me posting prophetic words, maybe about 1 to 3 minute words on YouTube as he leads me. And so, man, tap in. That's it. God has a lot in. Listen, I'm gonna try not. Listen, I'm gonna try not to fall asleep while I'm making candles. Listen, I don't want to be lit that way either. God knows, I don't want to be lit that way either. But yeah, the first few videos are already on YouTube. If you feel led to go check them out. But yeah, God is doing some new things in this season, and so I actually have to get off of here and record a video, and then try to kind of Capone Brady. Try to kind of just, wind down. The YouTube name is the same as this name, Thoughts by T. You should be able to find me on there. That is the name, Thoughts by T, on YouTube. And I will at some point link it to the Linktree tab. That'll probably be done before I record. But yeah, that's it. And so I love y'all, man. I am rooting for you guys. I needed to let y'all know we did get the printer. Hey, stop it. Stop. Why are you cutting up? What is your deal? Where is your toy at? Where's your toy? YouTube is not my only platform. Well, right now, that's what God has me working on. Get up here and sit down. Hey, get up here. That's not where I told you to sit. What are you doing? What are you doing? Go get your toy. No. Right now, YouTube is the only one that God has me actively working on. But who knows? It's just the 8th day of January, and literally every single day has brought something new, a new set of instructions. So I really can't answer that question. But I'm on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm on every single social media platform. Have a Snapchat, but I deleted that years ago. I don't do the Snapchat, so don't add me there because you're not gonna see nothing on there. Thoughts by T. It's all one word. Thoughts by T. It's all one word. Yeah, and so that's it, y'all. That's it. As God continues to expand what He has me doing, I'll let y'all know. I will most definitely let y'all know. But right now, listen, I'm off of here so I can handle what I need to handle. But I love y'all. I'm rooting for you. We did get the printer. The only other thing that I need to get to for the printer would be ink cartridges. Well, it's not ink cartridges, but it's sublimation ink, which is really cool how you can turn a printer into a sublimation printer, and you can only do it with new printers. And so that's the last thing that I need for the printer is that. Thank you so much, Stephanie. It's just a sublimation ink, and I want to say that ink is about $49, and that's with taxes and shipping. And so whatever you guys sew from here, well, today or tomorrow, is definitely going to go. What brand and what brand of printer? Epson. Epson printers are typically the only printers that you can turn into sublimation printers. I don't mind talking. You can ask that question. I know some people be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna tell you," but it's an Epson printer. But I have a specific type of Epson. There are certain Epson printers that you can do that with. Not all of them, But for the most part, like the newer ones, the Eco Tanks, which is the one that I got in Epson Eco Tank, you just fill it up with the sublimation ink. You cannot use it with, I have an HP printer. That's what I typically use for like personal, like printing stuff, document scanning stuff. But for work, specifically for like shirts and mugs and stuff, I needed that other printer because you cannot interchange them. I needed that other printer where I could actually use it for just the shirts, just the, mugs. And so that's it, y'all. I will keep you guys updated as I knock more things off the list, but right now that's it, man. I love y'all. I am rooting for you guys, and so until next